I have a hardware problem. For years, I've used this upright storage container to organize screws, nuts, bolts, and a variety of other hardware. It's worked reasonably well, but then my hardware collection grew. It began when I needed to buy a specific type of screw for a project. The ones that I didn't use just stayed in the original box. Then I needed to buy like 10 more specific types of screws, and those stayed in their original boxes. Then I had collected miscellaneous hardware from the various things I've built. I never made the time to integrate those into my collection, so those just got tossed into a bin of one sort or another. The breaking point was when my parents downsized, and my dad offered me his collection of hardware. It was time. I needed to make a change. The question for today: how am I going to reorganize this? First, I needed to see what I was working with, so I laid everything out on tables. I also needed a plan for what to do once everything was sorted. I took inspiration for this new system from Adam Savage, who's a big fan of Sortimo cases. Those are very nice, but pricier than I wanted to spend. I then found Tuani's double-sided toolboxes. I'll put a link to these in the show notes. At roughly $14 a case, they were much more affordable. They snap shut, and each compartment is sealed so the hardware won't get jumbled up if I turn it on its side. And besides, they were blue. They came in sets of 3, so I bought one set to start. Then I got to sorting everything. I discovered that some of what was in these bins was not, in fact, hardware. For example, birdseed. I'm not quite sure what the story was there. And just how many Allen wrenches do I need? The answer is not this many. I thought it would only take me a few days to sort through everything. Ha! It took me a few days just to get through all of the screws. Eventually, though, the piles of unsorted hardware got smaller. I quickly filled the first set of 3 cases. I bought a second set of 3 and quickly filled those, so I bought another set of 3. It turns out that 9 cases was enough to hold everything. I am inordinately happy with how this turned out. All of them fit on the shelf nicely, and I can access each of them directly. They're not stacked vertically, so I can get to any one that I need to without disturbing the others. Everything, all my hardware is in here now. This is just fantastic. What I'm not as happy about is the fact that 8 of the 9 fit onto a single shelf, and I can't actually get all 9 of them. Why, shelf? Why must you thwart me like this? My hardware collection had reached a tipping point. Reorganizing it was now more about just being neat. It was about being functional. This is going to make things a lot easier to find things, which means I can spend more time building things than searching for them. Are there places in your environment where you spend a lot of time searching for just the right thing? Can you reorganize it to make it easier to find the thing that you need when you need it? If you liked this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.